Right, it's going live.
Yeah.
We're live now. We're live.
You.
Hello there. So this is a live stream from Vancouver, completely unannounced. So there's nobody watching this live at the moment.
Like always, unannounced.
Completely ad hoc. But if you're watching this back, this is our very first live stream together.
Yeah, my first live stream ever.
Yeah.
Actually.
So I'm going to start by just saying hello to the 4 people we've seen just enter the live stream. 5 people now. Thank you for coming. Yeah, not announced. Oh, Bike Flow, mate. Yes, Marcus.
Hey, we miss you.
Keep on rolling. Nice to see you. Oh, and Kelly Laura Green. Howdy. That's awesome. Lovely to have you all here. I thought we'd time it Friday. In the UK, people hopefully are finishing work, having a few bevies. And in Canada and the United States, everyone's just getting up to go to work. So we are currently staying at somebody's house. He might be at work. Is he still here?
I think he's still here,
He's still
he's
here.
working here. So yeah, it's the combo.
So yeah, we're currently staying with a Warm Showers host, and
Really lovely people, really nice ones.
you might be thinking, "Who's this?"
Who's this chatting little thing behind us?
So yeah, I'm gonna firstly just ask. So who are you? And do you want to say hello and tell everyone who you are?
Yeah, so I'm Marielle, and I'm coming from Sweden. And I'm also bike touring, but I have a little bit different setup than Adam and maybe the most people do. I normally do like 1 or 2 big trips every year and going to big continents and countries. So I'm just here now to cross Canada. And me and Adam, we're gonna do maybe 10 days together, at least in the start. So we're planning to bike up towards Whistler, and then up to Jasper National Park, Banff, and then down to Calgary. And from there on, we see what's happening. But at least I will go the whole way over to Nova Scotia on the East Coast. And yeah.
So that's a lot of future plans there. We'll get into that properly. Cave Nerd, hello Adam, hope you're well. Nice to have you along, Cave Nerd, that's wonderful. Robert J, hola. Hola, that's as much as my Spanish is at the moment, I suppose. I think I was planning to improve on that. Yeah, so that's a good bit of future plans. So, like you said, next 10 days, we'll go into that a little bit more probably later on in the live stream. But first, this is quite a good opportunity, really, just for me not to talk as much, because usually it's just me talking all the time, and for a change, Marielle can do all the talking.
I'm pretty good at talking.
So what's your bike touring experience?
So I started 2 years ago with a friend, Frida, and we crossed America together from the East Coast, Virginia, over to the West Coast, up in Oregon, Ontario. And not Ontario, sorry, Astoria we went to. And okay, wait.
You can go.
We have to close the door here. So we did the Trans-America Trail, which it's a pretty famous route, and it was amazing, and I loved every second along the way. And after that, I thought I want to keep on doing this. So then I thought about maybe I should cross Australia on the bicycle. But then I thought, it's a little bit short. So then I came up with the idea last year, 2018, to bicycle around Australia.
Sorry. Coming through.
Which is 16,000 kilometers, and I did that solo. And I also went over for a little bike trip around New Zealand, the South and the North Island. So that's kind of my big experience with touring biking. Otherwise, I just grew up in a family with a mom and twin sister, and we couldn't really afford to have a car when I was a kid, so we always biked everywhere. And
one sec, I'm going to say hello to people. Let's go.
Okay.
Don't say that. And it's obviously we're staying at somebody's house, so there's people working at home, so we've got to be a little bit quiet for that. But I think they're all right.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we never had a car, so we biked everywhere. And my mom used to pick us up from kindergarten with a bicycle and a little trolley after. And
so Cave Nerd has said, "Dang, solo?" Question mark.
Yes. I went solo the whole way, and I went around Australia in 109 days, and I met 5 people over in Nullarbor. So we
What's
had
Nullarbor?
Nullarbor is a very remote stretch in Australia. It's around 1,200 kilometers with nothing, and it's probably around 400 k's between gas stations. And it's beautiful, it's really cool, and you feel how small you're there. And
is that the one where you see the sign that says the straightest road in the world?
yeah, it's 150 k's. It's just straight road. It's not even like a little bend. It's just a straight road. So it's a pretty cool thing, and it's some really beautiful cliffs along the way that you can just pull off 100 meters down, and you have this most amazing view over the ocean and the cliffs. So it's pretty cool.
And so, what month was this when you were there?
That was in September,
So
2018.
hot.
No, not yet, but it gets really, really warm there normally. Like Port Augusta last year, that's like after you cross Nullarbor, you're coming into Port Augusta, and that was the highest temperatures last year in Australia. It was plus 50 something. I don't remember exactly. So
It's
it
like
can
50
be really
degrees
warm.
Celsius for Americans is like well over 110, I think.
Yeah, and
So
it says everywhere you can't drink the water or Nullarbor, so they want you to buy the water in gas stations, which is really expensive. It's not true. I drank it the whole way. I was fine.
So there's a question here from, it said lost connection from Robert Jacobs. I think that's you, Robert Jacobs. Robert J, I'm guessing so. Hope you've got connection now, everyone. Have you got a channel, YouTube channel? Would you like to plug it? You can. Feel free to. I can write it in here.
Yeah, sure, you can. I mean, I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm not like Adam doing, like episodes every week or whatever. It's just more like I put videos together from my trips, so other bike touring people can actually see how it is to bike around Australia and just get a picture how it is. And it's also a video from New Zealand, and then me and Frida, we had some low quality videos from our trip in America, which is pretty funny.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Like, if anyone was to see the very first videos I ever made, like 4 or 5 years ago, your videos are miles better than them, and it's just that no one gets to see them.
Yeah,
Because,
I mean, we just had a fun time, a good laugh, but it's not too serious. And and anyway, over in Nullarbor, I met 5 guys from 4 from Australia. No, 5 guys, 4 guys. I have to think now. Yeah, 4 guys. Sorry. And then Lex Licra, he's the guy from Amsterdam. So we actually did the whole trip over Nullarbor together. But otherwise, I was alone around Australia the whole time, and I really enjoyed it.
Right, I'm just about to post in the live chat Marielle's YouTube channel, so she can go and look at some of her crazy antics of cycling around Australia, New Zealand, America, and it's all in there. So there we go. Let's have a look at the comments. There we go. A lot of comments from Cave Nerd. Really good to have you along, Cave Nerd. You're being super awesome in the chat there. Wow. Just a big old wow. I think that's it. Everything you said there. I always get this one wrong. Lycon Throw Punk. Hi guys, I keep missing these live feeds, so I'm so happy to catch this one. This chapter of the journey is going to be awesome. Yeah, hopefully. This is for us to. We connected when I was in Japan, which some of you would have seen the videos. It had been about the time. It was raining all the time. And I was in Australia. You were in Australia, yeah.
I was about to close the circle, like getting into the room when you started riding me.
So I was in the rain, you were in the heat, getting eaten by bugs. And flies, yeah. Which I've seen some of the pictures where you've got your fly net on, and it's just like flies everywhere.
At least I was not alone, so maybe that was a lie that I was alone on the trip, because I had millions of flies for 10 days.
That's your support team. Yeah. And so I messaged Marielle, because I saw that she'd just cycled pretty much around Australia by that point. And I was considering, do I go to Alaska or do I go to Australia? So I got in touch with you through Instagram and was like, what was Australia like? I was like, genuinely pretty, and this is like genuine as well, you know this. Like, I was really like not beyond impressed, inspired by seeing you smashing this distance. And to put the distance into perspective, to kind of like big you up a little bit, like you did what, 16,000 k? Yeah,
and then with New Zealand 22,000 k's in 145 days.
That is genuinely ridiculous. So I've done for all this year 16,100 k today. That's where I'm at. So you did in Australia, just Australia, in 100 odd days, 109 days.
109 days, yeah.
did that same as taking me 400 days. So that kind of gives you a perspective on like maybe the differences in our touring styles and how there's never a right or wrong way to do it. It's just you have your way, your mission, and I've got my way. So we've said we'll spend. Well, it's more. I'm gonna go to Marielle's way for 10 days. I'm going onto the Marielle training regime. So I've been sat on my.
We're gonna have a boot camp with this guy.
I've been sat on my backside in Vancouver for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
I'll get onto that in a bit, but I've had a really good time. I think I needed it's a summer break. That's how I'm seeing it. Like 2 weeks off the bike. I don't need to justify it to myself.
You're gonna be shocked tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's also like the thing with bike touring. It's about to find your own rhythm and to do the journey for yourself and not compare yourself with anyone else and also that makes it kind of hard when you meet people to actually be suitable to go to together, because it's really hard to find someone that is on the same path, and it's pros and cons with being alone and also go with someone. It's more fun to have company, but you also always have to adapt and adjust yourself a little bit. I think when you're with someone will have a rest day, you feeling strong, what should you do? Like
you cycled with other people before. You cycled with your friend Frida, didn't you? So you've experienced that. I've obviously cycled with Lucia, and then I cycled with other people and couples, and my mate Arthur in Korea, and at no point were all of us the same. No one's me, and no
everyone
one's you.
Is different.
Yeah, so that's it. Like if you're gonna tour with somebody, we're both pretty independent, fairly stubborn, focused on our own things, and for me, it's probably more emphasis on the videos and probably just being a bit lazier sometimes. But then equally for you have worked a way where you can travel the world in the time you've got to do it. So like you found your way, I found my way at the moment, and I'm just gonna give this a go, see what it's like to go up the mountains and go up the hills.
Maybe this is the last you will ever see with Adam. If you can't cope with it, if it's maybe dead in a week, we will see. But
the thing is as well, what we've got coming up is a lot of mountains going into the Rockies. We're not going to go straight to the Rockies, actually. We're going to go to Whistler. It's a road called the Sea to Sky Highway, which Marcus, Bike Flow, if you're still there, buddy, don't know if you're still around, but he did a video maybe about a month ago where Marcus cycled it the other way. So he came from Kamloops, Lillooet, Whistler down. So if you want to see any of the preview of what we're going to be doing, worth having a look, to be fair. Might be a bit of a spoiler, so... If you want to see it, but so we've got a lot of seeing Marcus's videos. We've got a lot of hills to come. So and actually in hills, they're a bit of. I quite like them.
I like them too.
Yeah, so that's good.
You just have to take your time
and it's always the downhills that you get as a reward. I think you got up there.
But to be honest with you, I almost prefer the uphills more than downhill because I don't like downhills too much.
Yeah, whereas I don't know. I know what you mean. Some downhills, if it's a long, winding one, it's nice. If it's like sharp down, then it turns.
And if it's tracks around it, then I don't feel too comfortable, to be honest with you.
So let's going to go to the chat because that's the best part of the live stream is what you guys have to say in here. So I think talking about the weather when you're in Australia, Cave Nerd said that's hot. I live in Arizona. 800 degrees Fahrenheit is the 50 odd that he was talking about.
I think the warmest day I was bicycling was up in Cairns. It was 43 plus degrees. That was pretty hot that day. But around 40, 38 degrees, that was the average temperature I think I had the whole trip.
I hope you've all got connection now. My connection seems to be working. People have just said they lost it, but I hope you're back in. Cave Nerd, that's a cool name. The Biking Viking.
I'm pretty cool.
When did you come up with that?
No, I was just thinking like, okay, when I do all this trip, I guess I should have like a name for it. And I'm like, I'm from Sweden, we're Vikings, we've got it in our bloods. I'm on a bike.
I once just, when I was looking for your Instagram once, just put the Biking Viking straight up with no underscores or anything. Comes up with a big hairy English bloke who rides motorbikes. And I was like,
I'm like a chameleon. I have two sides. That's awesome.
Ashley Middleton, hi Adam, finally I've caught you in a live chat. Any drone news, mate? Drone.
not really.
So for those of you that are unaware, I lost my second drone. Long story. No, it's not. I flew it on a ferry. Ferry was going too quick for the drone and I lost it, basically. I thought I'd landed the drone on a boat. No news. I wouldn't be surprised if when I landed it, all I saw was like the white screen crashed. I won't be surprised if it's swimming with the whales. So, yeah, I have been looking at Craigslist today for second-hand Mavic Sparks and Airs. I can't afford a fancy big one. I can't afford brand new. So, but if I can get a second-hand one for the right price, I will get a drone. It'd be a shame to go through Whistler, Jasper, Banff without it. So yeah, we'll see. No drone yet. Keep on rolling. Did you have any problems with the wildlife in Australia? Spiders, poisonous?
Nah, this is really funny because everyone before my trip, they told me like I have to watch out for snakes and scorpions and saltwater crocodiles and sharks and jellyfish and I think people like to scare you up a little bit before you do a trip like that. And I wild camped. I probably had around, I don't remember exactly if it was 87 days in a tent in Australia. And then I used warm shower, and I also stayed with a lot of friends that I know since before, especially up on the East Coast. But I saw one snake around the whole country. Yeah, that was alive.
Do you know what type of snake it was?
No clue. He was kind of brownish, which could be anything. But he just snaked his way over the road when I came on the bike, and that was the only one I saw, and that was in the end of the trip. So I saw no snakes. I saw a few dead ones. I
saw more snakes in Japan in one day than that.
Yeah.
There was loads of snakes in Japan.
Yeah. I don't know if I should complain about it, but it was like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like almost a bit like the bears here. Like, we know that things in Australia want to kill you, but I'm undecided on what's worse. All these spiders and scorpions and stuff or massive bears and mountain lions and cougars and a moose.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? Around Australia, I was fine. Nothing major happened. Then when I got back to Sweden, I was just out around the river where I live biking, and I'm not joking. I got attacked by a goat.
Yeah, like a ram.
Yeah, a ram. That's the name. Yeah, and he was massive. And first I thought he was joking around with me, but he didn't. Like he really started attacking me. And I
shouldn't laugh, but it is.
But it was pretty funny. If someone would seen it, they would have been like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You actually probably hurt yourself.
Yeah, I hurt myself because he jumped on me a few times. Like he was probably like around 80-90 kilos, and I'm pretty small, so he even landed on my foot. So I lost my shoe, and I had to run with one shoe to seek shelter in the house. And this lady came out and she helped me. Brilliant. And I just had one shoe, and I was like bleeding on my foot and stuff. And this ram was crazy. So we find a farmer after a while, like we called him, and he came.
They filmed a bit of it. You need to put that on YouTube.
Yeah, because it's pretty funny. Yeah. So that was fun. And then this lady, we started talking, and I told her about the trip around Australia, and it was just hilarious that I've been like in one of the most dangerous countries in the world when it comes to wildlife, and then when I'm coming home, I almost get killed by a ram.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Right, I'm going to keep going to the chats. There's loads of questions in here. I don't want to lose track of where you are. Cave Nerd says, "My legs hurt thinking about those numbers."
Yeah.
You and me both. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I do normally around 150 to 200 Ks a day. That's my like normal rhythm, and I like that. Like I have something wrong with my legs. I never get tired of my legs, so I can just keep on going. It's like my shoulder.
Me and Marcus is in there. He's got a couple of questions. Yeah. Me and Marcus, I know, do similar distances. I do average 70K.
That's before breakfast for me. I do around 80 Ks, 100 Ks before breakfast.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the most I've ever done is 160 in Cambodia. Yeah. I've done that about 150 kilometers, maybe 3-4 times in the last year. Yeah. And then I've done over 100 quite frequently. Yeah. I'll do at least over 100, maybe every 10 days. But then I have some days. I've had days where I've done a 30K day. Denali, I didn't want to lose Denali. I kept seeing the mountain, so I'd do 20 and just camp so I could see it again. 20 and kept doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone's different. For me, if I done 120k a day, I feel lazy. I feel like I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So it just becomes normal,
Whereas
especially.
for me, it becomes sometimes is what video can I capture here?
Yeah.
Becomes more of a thought.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting for me to experience it a different way as well.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do 109 days of it there.
Yeah.
So then Marcus here asks, are you going to do any of Vancouver Island? No. Yeah. Kind of was there, but I didn't cycle much of it, so I can't claim that.
Mm.
Yeah. I wanted to get to Vancouver. I had friends to meet, so I made my way to Vancouver pretty quickly. So yeah, did go there. You're not going to cycle there.
I just have to say, I see Stephanie Sauser, my friend, and Cynthia Larcher from Austria is riding me, and they are with me, and that's really cool. Hi girls, I love you. I miss you. That's really fun to see you.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
My dad's there as well.
Hey, Daddy.
You're right, Dad. How's it going? Back to Dustin Dupree. Been enjoying the podcast. Hope you keep it up. I'm not going to keep it up, mate. I've stopped. I've quit. My thoughts are I want to focus on the videos. I was spending too much time kind of backloading and it's taken me a good afternoon to put them all up onto there. I stuck with it for like maybe 6 weeks, so over a month and a half. Did all Japan and most of Alaska actually, so 2 months. But I just kind of think I was stretching myself too far. So that's why.
So they say rest in peace podcast.
Yeah, I did an interview. We've both done podcast interviews in the last few months, actually. So
thanks to you.
You did one with my friend Chris Panaski, who is in an old video from Cambodia. He interviewed Marielle. When was that? April, May?
That was when I got back from Australia, like in June.
June? Yeah. Okay, so June. And that can be found at Bike Tour Adventures. If you search for that, you'll find that interview with Marielle. And I did one on a podcast called The Pursuit Zone with a guy called Paul Schmidt, and he's basically asking me a lot about Southeast Asia. So if you're interested in the details of Southeast Asia and a bit of the behind the scenes filmmaking, that's what I talk about. So yeah, no more actual podcasts. It means I can do more videos. That's the good bit. Andrew Hall, nice to have you, mate. Good to see you along. A spider bite on the scrotum isn't fun, mate, but survived Thailand where snakes live in toilets, so should be fine. No spider bites on scrotums going on here. Keep on rolling. Adam, are you planning to go mountain biking when you're in Whistler?
You've been already? No, not Whistler. You've been here.
Yeah, so I've been like on some of the not proper mountain biking, really, more just like single track gravel stuff in the north of Vancouver. To go in Whistler, I think it costs like $60, $100 a day.
Yeah, it's probably around 100.
Yeah, it's quite expensive, and not just that, it's the staying there is quite expensive. So I think the aim is just to kind of see it and then go past it. Would love to, and I think if I was mountain biking there, I'd end up breaking myself. Marcus went mountain biking there, I think. I went mountain biking somewhere.
Then maybe you have a reason to not keep on going with me. That's like,
if
you feel like you can't handle me, you just go like, hey, let's go mountain biking. And you just like,
yeah, so that's an option.
Hurting yourself.
You should have had, they should have had you play Wonder Woman. That's a very kind comment from
This is
Kate
actually funny, because one of my friends, she's doing the stunts in the Wonder Woman, and Jess Clark, if you're watching this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
she's
cool.
doing the stunts. So, I don't know, I can pull some strings and see if you can get me in there.
That's crazy. Marielle, whereabouts in Sweden are you from?
I'm from Östersund, which is the northern part of Sweden. 1 hour from Åre, if there's anyone skiing or snowboarding interested in watching this. So it's up north, really nice, really quiet town.
And from Lycan through Punk, he says, my better half is Swedish, amazing country.
And amazing women, I think. Since you have one from there.
Marcus from Bike Flow. Haha! 70k before breakfast. You better keep up, Adam. No sleepy mornings. Any thoughts on that, by the way? When will you start in the mornings? There's a question.
I mean, when we start.
When will we start in the morning?
I mean, I reckon, like, I normally wake up when it's getting light. I don't know, maybe it would be nice to maybe wake up at 6 and then leave 7 to 7:30. thinking. We'll see.
So in Japan, I was up at like between 4 and 5 every day because the sun was up, but I was sleeping early. In Canada, I've been getting up. My mind's weird here because the light was always daylight, whereas now it's dark. So yeah, before breakfast, still 150k, 70k.
Yeah, but also like when I was in Australia, especially when I was in Northern Territories when it was really, really, really hot, I went up 3:30 in the morning and I was on the road at 4 a.m. and I biked to like 10 in the morning, and from 10 to 3 a.m. not a.m. p.m. sorry, then it was almost too warm to bike, so I tried to seek some shelter and then I kept on biking.
Pretty hardcore that.
Yeah, but you just had to do it. But then I got used to it a bit more, but it was pretty.
I know other people that like to do that in Southeast Asia and particularly like Cambodia and places. I've kind of always just gone on with it, but it's not. You can mess yourself up with the heat.
Yeah.
So yeah, what time will I be starting? Whenever. I'm terrible in the mornings. I'm going to be honest. Am I terrible?
I mean, this is the funny thing. So me and Adam, we met the first time 2 days ago.
Yes.
Like we never met person more than we've been in contact over social medias and actually calling a lot in the end just to figure out things and if we should bike together. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to learn to know about each other.
There's a lot of working out like our own ways, our own personalities, and I think so because we've not really known. It's like anything. If you just start cycling with somebody that you've only just met, which I've done before. I spent 2 weeks with our tour and we found our rhythm. Give it 2 days and we were like, he hated traffic, hated it with a passion, and I don't mind it. Yeah. I'd be like, oh, it's fine, just get on with it. And he loved the 30k day. Yeah. And I'd be like,
so you love him then.
But I was a bit, I think we both found each other at that right time. And and I suppose with you in the past when you've cycled with people, it's usually people you know quite well.
Yeah, really well.
So this is different experience for you to be like, let's take a chance on this crazy English guy and see.
But I mean, I think we're pretty similar. Like we're both really social. We're pretty like easygoing, happy.
It's really nice actually. Like when we stayed here, we stayed with a warm showers host, and she's got a couple of flatmates. And her name's Susie. She's also a cycle tourist, and
she's lovely.
Really nice. She's at work, but it meant that I didn't have to be for the first time in ages be the only one talking, like telling everyone my story. I kind of just sat back and just enjoyed listening, which I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's nice. We can have a good balance there. I think.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot actually we need to update on. I'll go back to these comments, try and get through them. But there's a few like live things that we kind of need to tell people about what's going on. And some dramas have been happening
already.
There's a reason we're doing a live stream in Vancouver, and we were meant to have left 2 days ago.
Or literally yesterday, I reckon. We
we haven't left yet.
Nah. And there's a reason for it.
Yeah, so we will tell you about that. Tell you about that in a minute. There's a little bit of a teaser to stay on the line. On the line. Cycle Our World. Lovely to have you here. Hi guys from Montenegro. You may have so they're bike touring at the moment, like doing a big old bike tour. You may have answered this already, but how much weight do you carry with you, Miss Viking?
When I was in Australia, I had to carry a lot of water because it was no water for days. I had like 4 or 5 days when I couldn't get water. So then just the water was like 15 kilos almost. And then...
That's good.
Yeah. And then my packing, like my...
I've never had to carry that much.
No, and then the rest was like probably 50. So it was probably between 25 and 30 kilos when I was there. And now my luggage... that we soon will get back
we'll go on to the luggage.
When I checked it in, it was 7.5 kilos, which is pretty light, but it's no food in there to get food and for the burner and stuff. So it will add up.
Oh, connection is unstable. Hopefully you've not lost connection there. That will back it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so...
Let's go on to the luggage.
Yeah, so I flew from Stockholm to London and London to Seattle. And somewhere along the way, my luggage decided that it didn't want to hang out with me anymore and go for its own little
I'm blaming Brexit.
Yeah, we think Brexit is the reason. No, so anyway, I arrived in Seattle 10:30, 4th of September in the morning, and my bike was there, but not the rest, which means that like everyone that is bike touring knows like everything you have in those bags is everything. You know,
So
it's
to
your life.
describe what it would look like, you had a big cardboard box with your bike in it, and in there, no other bags, just your bike.
And then I had a one-hand luggage, which was my tent, sleeping bag, and mattress, which I already forgot on my first plane from Östersund to Stockholm. Like I was a little bit confused.
You've got a dry bag with your sleeping stuff.
Yeah.
So that's good. So you can sleep and you can cycle.
Yeah, but
then you've got a big IKEA bag. This is quite a good method to carry your stuff if you're on a bike talk. So otherwise, you've got to buy a suitcase, and that's
and I have to say, like with a lot of airline companies, you're only allowed to check in one luggage.
Right.
So I always take my two. But do you call them panners?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I take them, and I take these like strips around the black ones, put them together. Then I put both of them into IKEA bag, and tie the IKEA bag into the whole panner.
Thing. So that's your one bag.
Yeah. So then you can actually have two bags with you in one. That's what I've been doing, and it's actually been pretty smart. And also, it protecting the bags a little bit. That IKEA bag because it's pretty thick.
Yeah.
But you just make sure you tie it pretty well. So
anyway, you already said it, but the bags didn't arrive in Seattle, which isn't where we are now.
No, now we're in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Because I already had my bus booked at the 4:45 the same day I arrived in Seattle. So I was like, okay, should I go? Should I not? Because when I was on the airport, they couldn't find my luggage. It was just gone, and she just let me fill in a form, and that they were going to contact me. And I didn't really have an address or phone number to anyone, so we just took the addresses to where we stay now. And then I jumped on the bus, and I came here. You picked me up again, and since then we just been waiting for information. We've been
having to work on Norwegian time for the call centers, which means early mornings here to get in touch with them before they close. First day, didn't hear much. They just didn't even know the bag was missing. Yeah. Today we got told the bag is in London and it's been found and it's on its way to Seattle.
Yeah.
So it should arrive midday in Seattle, but we're in Vancouver, 3-4 hours drive north. So we're hoping to get your bag tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So
it's been delaying our plans a little bit.
Stressful for you.
Yeah, because for me it's like, will it even come, or is it just missing for a while? So it's just the thing that you don't have the information. You're somewhere between the whole time. Because if you know it's gone, at least you can start focus. Okay, I need to get all my stuff together and go try anything.
One of an actual serious point is you're cycling across Canada. That's your aim, and it could get really cold.
Yeah.
As you get further east and it gets towards October, November, and you know that, but you smash it big distances, so you'll be on your way there. But you've got like really expensive warm clothing.
Yeah.
That you don't want to just be going to a thrift shop and buying a jacket when you've already got all this good stuff.
Like all of you that tour, every single little thing that you choose to put in your bags, it's something really special and that you need it, like every little gram matters. So I know everything I have in there, from sun cell charger to my Gore-Tex, like really thin rain clothes, to all the wool stuff I'm wearing. And, it's just stressful because, you need to start over to get everything, and also like medicine and other things. So I'm really, really happy today that we find out that the bags are not missing. It's just went for a little holiday. It's on the way.
Yeah.
So we can actually start the journey.
Yeah, uncertainty's gone. We know your bag's arriving. So tomorrow, hopefully, we both will be setting off, heading towards Whistler. But it's a bit out of our hands. It's when
I just give a high five for that.
Yeah. It's all dependent on whenever that bag arrives. So when it arrives, we're going. I'm going to get back into the training, back into the comments, because there's loads here. My dad. I'm going to take my dad's voice. Is hey, hope you guys look great. That's how he said it. Dustin Dupree. Fair enough. Somebody, Aziraf, has said, great, greeting from Malaysia. Oh, it's lovely to meet you. I love Malaysia. Really nice. My good friend Scott Sharrick has just finished cycling through there. He's now in Singapore, seeing all his pictures. High hospitality. Cool. There we go. Phil John just joined. Hi from Swansea. What have I missed? So far you've missed. Marielle's done lots of big long tours, and now we're going to go and cycle together.
Yeah.
There we go. My dad, did you manage to get your stuff back? Oh, connection unstable. Hopefully it's still working. Did you manage to get your stuff back from the airport? Or have you heard anything? Yes, there we go. I think we've answered that. Cave Nerd, it's cool. You met Brooke in Alaska. Yeah, oh, there we go. The connection's back. I like the chain of channels I've subbed to. Oh, good. Yeah, Brooke was amazing. Met her up in Alaska a few months ago. Clement, hi guys. Just to tell you that you both are awesome doing that, and I hope you'll have fun and a great experience during your journey. Keep it up.
Yeah, we'll really try our best, huh?
Yeah, I think that's something really important for both of us. Is just my attitude with it, definitely, and I know that you agree, is just to do what makes you happy and not live to do what other people want you to do. And I think that's actually brought us together at this point where we're both happen to be in Canada. I can't enter the USA for another, actually, it's only a week now.
11th of September.
Yeah, I can enter from the 11th of September. So I have to wait. I've got a really good mate near Calgary that I really want to see. And I want to see the Rockies before winter is over. So it works really well for me. I get to spend time cycling with somebody else. And you're on your mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, right. Connection's a bit twitchy. Sorry about that. Hope the connection's not too bad. From Laken, gotta love IKEA bags, super strong. Fingers crossed you get your bag soon. Thank you.
Thanks.
There we go. And that's again someone else saying that's great getting your stuff back. Right, what else did I have? I did write some notes before this, and I never go to the notes. Vancouver. We're in Vancouver. What do you think of Vancouver so far?
It's lovely. It's a very beautiful city. So, like, yeah, my mindset was maybe not the most happy, positive yesterday because of the whole thing with luggage, and I'm normally a very positive and happy person.
But saying that,
but we had a lovely day seeing Vancouver, and it's really, really beautiful. If you've never been here, try to get here. It kind of reminds me a little bit about Brisbane, even though this is ocean and they have like a river, whatever you call it, going through. Sorry for my English, by the way. I'm not a native English
Your
speaker.
English is better than mine.
Yeah,
I genuinely think it probably is.
Not really, but yeah. So yeah, it's really, really nice to be here. Really beautiful. Pretty hot. It's really warm.
Yeah, that's one of the first things you said when you got off the bus. Was like, it's really warm here. So Vancouver's like, I think it's the warmest place in Canada. It's got beaches. Went to the beach yesterday. Yeah, that was good. Went for a swim. And then it's got mountains, which we're going to see in detail for the next however long it's going to take. So yeah, it's got a really different feel to most of the cities I've ever been to. I've been taken away. I absolutely love the city. I've got a lot of friends here that already live here that are like from my old life, which is quite nice. I've seen like three people that I've known. And that's been really good to be able to meet people and not have to kind of tell your story about who you are, what you're doing, just to be like, so how's life? So that's been really good for me with Vancouver. I'll go into my plans a bit in a short while.
You do whatever.
My plans. I often.
Your plans.
Yeah. I often talk with you about my plans.
And I can say that it's like pretty much every week we talk is a new plan. So I'm just like, yeah, here we go again.
So actually, I'm kind of like, do I talk to the world about my plans? Because I'm like, as soon as I say it, I'm going to change it.
Yeah, it's not.
So whenever I say plans, it's more just like thoughts of the day.
Yeah.
Adam's thoughts of the day.
Yeah, exactly. I think we changed it there.
Yes, yeah. A couple more comments there. So somebody's asked in the comments there, your new partner. And then Marcus has wrote, asking what everybody else wonders.
Yeah.
No, we're just, yeah.
No, as I said, we just met 2 days ago, and I'm a very independent woman. I'm not looking for a partner, and I'm happy to live the life I do. And yeah, we've been having heaps of good conversations about this and how people choose to live their lives. And I'm a snowboard girl. I've been snowboarding my whole life. I'm used to hang out with a lot of guys. Like a lot of my best friends is guys, and it doesn't mean that you need to be a partner. I just like to hang out with guys.
I also think, with that, like like you just said, literally just met, and it might be in like 2 days' time, and you've absolutely had enough of like spending any time with me, and vice versa. So this is two people with similar attitudes and mindsets, and we both want to do something similar together. And I think the fact that I'm male and you're female, it's really, people instantly will go there and ask that. Whereas, you can just
we can pretend we have a little story to come.
It'd be more interesting for the viewers. I think it would. Yeah. Right. Hi Adam, what saddles from Ash Middleton? Hi Adam, what saddles are you using or recommend for cycle long distances? Any problems? Well, your plums chafing. Like plums means your testicles. Yeah. I've never had testicle chafage or my plums chafing. That'd be a bit weird. They'd have to be like, why would? I don't know. You'd have to.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Your balls.
Yeah, but
chafing, like rubbing. Yeah. So asking if I had any problems on the saddle with that. We use different saddles.
Yeah.
And you've done further in your bike than me. What's your saddle?
I don't even know. It's just a saddle with like a.
I rode your bike the other day. It's just like a normal saddle that you just have on your bike. It's not like a.
I mean, it's like it's a pretty hard one, but it's like with a hole, like a triangle in the middle. And I'm super comfy with that.
Yours is more sporty than mine.
Yeah, and I don't, as a lot of touring people do, they use padded shorts, and I don't do that. I just go with like normal running pants. And
it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that.
I mix it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, everyone's different again with this, and you find your own way. I wear padded shorts probably like 70% of the time. And then I'll just wear normal, like kind of like Under Armour elasticated type boxer shorts, because they dry really quickly, and you don't want like cotton, I believe. Would you agree? Like cotton underwear is like a no-go, because it just gets wet and it stays wet, like in hot climates particularly, and especially if you're camping, keeping clean and hygienic is super important. So for me, it's about keeping it really simple. If you saying that, wearing padded shorts again doesn't stay hygienic for long. So I'm often washing in rivers, keeping that. I've got a Brooks saddle. I use a Brooks B17, which I've had since I started. I'm happy with it, but some people don't like it. It's just individual, very individual, but no problems with my.
Yeah, and I use baby powder. That's my thing. I know a lot of people use this shin cream and stuff.
It soaks up the sweat.
Yeah, and also like you don't get what's the word?
Rubbing?
Yeah, there's another word I'm looking for. Yeah, but it kind of like so I think that's really, really nice. I think with creams and stuff, it clogs the pores and it's not nice. It's not working.
When I was in the army, baby powder was everybody would just be like,
it's amazing.
Baby powder down the shorts, because when you're in like really hot climates, it soaks all the sweat up and it's like sterile and nice. We would use foot powder, antifungal foot powder, because it's got like I don't know if don't want to get that in certain areas. I know some people had irritation with that.
But I reckon with padded shorts is like it gets so warm and humid, and it feels like it's not really breathing through it. So with my experience was like, if you do have a little small problem, like with a blister or something, and you go with padded shorts, for me it just didn't heal. It was actually just getting worse and worse. And that was when
it stays wet.
Yeah, and then I started thinking, and also then I think it grows bacteria easier. So I was like, maybe I should just try without padded shorts. So I started to do every second day when I was in Australia, and it healed. And then I was like, it's just about getting used to the seat, And then I'm fine. So for me,
it's uncomfortable. It's just because I own a pair of padded shorts, and I'm like, let's put them on.
Yeah.
So then when I don't wear them, I don't notice it really. Nah. It's just kind of like the pads.
I think it's just a matter about you need a lot of hours sitting on the bike, so your ass getting used to the seats.
It's like playing the guitar. You play the guitar.
I play saxophone.
So on the guitar, like your fingers harden when you're playing, and if you pick up a guitar, I've not played one for ages. So if I pick up a guitar now and play it for 5 hours, which is how long you could cycle for, my fingers are really hurt straight away. But if I played it for weeks and weeks and just play guitar, my fingers already be like, I'm not saying my arse is hard, but your arse does get just used to that where it is. Yeah. If I go tomorrow and cycle for 8 hours, my arse will probably feel sore because I've not cycled for like 2 weeks. Whereas if I go and do a shorter day and then get longer gradually, it'll be better. Don't know what you think about that.
I agree.
Yeah, cool. Brent W. You're planning to ride Highway 1 or 2 to, I don't know how to pronounce this place, Coquille. Be ready for big climbs as far as Lake Louise. Is going about Canada specific routes that you're going to do. Do you want to answer what your route is through Canada? Your logic, your route plan. Sorry for the aeroplane, by the way.
The only plan I have is to get to Calgary, and then from I'm a bit funny, guys. I never really plan stuff too much. I just rock up to a place and then I have like a thought in my head, like I'm gonna go around this country or across this country, whatever. But then I just talk to local people along the way. So when I get to Calgary, I'm just gonna ask people I meet like what they recommend, because they are the best people to ask. They know the areas, they know what to do, not to do. So that's how I roll a little bit. So I'm gonna go to Calgary, we'll see from there. But I'm gonna end over on the east coast in Nova Scotia.
So you've got a general direction.
Yeah.
If you're going up or down, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, then I know it's time to turn around. But yeah, so and I'm ready for big climbs. Like I don't really mind. Like also in New Zealand, I had some big climbs. It didn't really bother me. I still smashed 200k days on those days, and I also did trekking and went swimming I did stuff. It was not. I wasn't just like on the bike.
Somebody just sent some money. $2. Random things, $2. Thank you so much for that. That is so appreciated. Genuinely really appreciate it. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that super chat. I always forget that people can do that and just send you money whilst they're talking to you.
Christmas came early this year.
Right. So yeah, that's your plans. There's not even any point telling you my plans because I'll just change my plans.
He doesn't know his plans. He's gonna go to Calgary first of all. That's the A plan.
So ideas I've got. Talked to you about it this morning, very loosely. Banff Film Festival is on in October. I might hang around Calgary, back into the Rockies to go to the Banff Film Festival. Mountain Film Festival, loads of outdoor films. I've never been to it. I've never been to a big film festival like that. And my ultimate aspiration is to eventually make films that get shown there. So it feels like there's an opportunity to be in this area. Someone else has just sent us some money. Who is that?
To you.
Oh, random things again. Oh, I meant to send $5, not $2. My bad. Nay, thank you so much. That's amazing. Oh, cheers. That's $7 now. Thank you so much. That's genuinely massively appreciated. That's going to pay for. I'll tell you what.
No, it's going to pay for the dinner for last night.
Yeah, we cooked dinner for our hosts actually. Because they've hosted us, we felt it'd be good of us to make them dinner. So I say us make them dinner. You made them dinner.
Yeah.
I made garlic bread. Because by that I mean I mushed butter and garlic together and put it in bread. Yeah. This is basically what I live on. This stuff. So that's
this billet, this butter.
Brilliant. Yeah, so Banff Film Festival is on my radar. It's expensive. So I'm like, but equally, it's like, what value will that bring to me in the long term? Other options, I need to technically leave Canada by January. I'm considering, am I going to stay here longer in the country or not? I don't know.
No,
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't want to go further.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's not purpose because you will change your mind tomorrow anyway.
But it's my birthday in 4 days, 3 days, 3 days.
Yeah, and then my little present that I brought from Sweden will hopefully be here because it's in that luggage.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's arriving from London.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is because it's my birthday in 3 days, there's a couple of visas I can apply for, which allow me to stay in Canada or Australia or New Zealand, for example, for a year and work. I've applied. I've already got an Australian working visa. I've mentioned that a few times. Don't know if I'm going to use it or not. We will see. But yeah, I've also applied for a Canadian working visa, which would be a 2-year visa. don't know. I've not decided if I'm going to use it or not. I'm applying because my birthday's in 3 days. If I don't apply now, I can never have it. So I'm kind of just giving myself an option for the future. What's your...
I
Yeah,
just say
but
it's not purpose going further with this because
no,
yesterday was a different plan and today's another one. So
I think that's exactly what I needed to hear. Keep on rolling. The only part of Vancouver I saw was the airport on the way to Whitehall. Sounds like it may be worth returning for a trip. Yeah, I've been here for 2 weeks. You've been here for a day. East Vancouver is really nice. I've stayed there for quite a bit. The mountains to the north are really nice. Just going out for bike rides up there. There's a good bit of cycling down to a place called Fort Langley. I do know where Langley is. That's where I want to cycle.
Okay.
Yeah, really quaint, old school town. Couple of hours cycle away. And I played some bike polo the other day. Very random, different thing to do. You basically sit on a bike with a mallet and try and get a ball in a net. And it's the outdoor community, something you've noticed straight away in this city.
Yeah, it's very outdoory. Like a lot of people is on the go. A lot of people on the bicycles and
you came here and you're like,
and
the people we're staying with have canoes and
like barefoot running shoes and stuff. It's pretty active people, and I can imagine on the winter it's the same, but then people go up to like Whistler or the mountains and skiing, snowboarding. Yeah. So
it's that culture is something that it's really appealing. The fact that it's based upon outdoor activities and not going to the pub and getting on it, which is England basically. And it's maybe why I'm not that bothered about going back to England. Right, let's have a look. Cave Nerd. I don't know what that's about. Brent W. suggests you consider Highway 5 to Kelowna. Great downhill to Peachland, then awesome lake views for 100k. I wouldn't know where to start with that, so I'd have to get a map out and look in detail. But thank you for that. That's really appreciated, Brent. Kelly Laura Green. Adam, I just broke away from your live feed to find and watch some of Marielle's content. I think you're going to have a hard time keeping up with her stats. Riding at 3:30 and got up to 180, 200k. Yeah.
It's not. I'm gonna be kind in the start here. We just maybe do 130, 150k days in the start.
But of course, that was in Australia.
So this was different. We're not getting up at 3:30 now.
Someone else agrees with the athletic skin tight boxers, like the elasticate material. Saves my thighs. So yeah, I agree with that. Cave Nerd, please be careful with talc powder. It tends to contain asbestos. Didn't know that.
Okay.
Cycle Our World, if anyone's in Europe, I'd really recommend the underwear from Decathlon. Smooth on the skin, dries you in about 20 minutes in the sun and the back of your bike. Good.
Cool. Okay.
And also not just Europe, they do Decathlon in like Southeast Asia. See them everywhere really. Don't see them in Americas, but why can you not get it after your birthday? Oh, visa. Once you're 31, you can no longer apply for that visa. It's just the country's rules. I don't make the rules.
It's a lot of countries like that. Also Australia and New Zealand.
Commonwealth. God save the Queen. If you stay in Alberta until January, consider snow tires for your bike. Kidding. Although there'll be snow and potentially -20. Yeah, I think we're both very aware, and everybody here tells us. And I've been in Canada in September. You was in Canada years ago, back in the day. Did you do
winter? But I've been in the Rocky Mountains like 2 years ago, and we went through snowstorms and stuff. And
in America, yeah. So and that's.
But I guess it's colder here probably. But
yeah, I've seen it in the prairies, and the snow can drop pretty quickly. We're ready for that, and you just kind of got to take it as it comes, rather than being too scared about.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm from Sweden, and I'm a Viking. We have up to -37 back home. The cold winter days, sometimes up to -40. So. I'm pretty used to the cold temperatures.
Keep on rolling. Great live stream, guys. I have to go and put Ethan to bed, so I'll catch the rest of it on the rerun. Thank you, Pete. Oh, that's brilliant. That's really kind. And good night, Ethan.
Good night.
Random things. I've always assumed you're older than me, but I'm older by almost 5 years. Must be the beard. Oh, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not. I shaved the beard.
I also thought you were older, though. I thought you were older than me.
Did you? Older than you?
Yeah, I did.
All right. What about when I was fully shaved?
I still thought you were older than me.
That's interesting. I
Yeah.
must just be really mature for
Yeah.
my age. Baggage, leaving Vancouver. We've talked about that. Yeah, videos. My videos that I'm uploading next. So today's Friday.
Yeah.
I'm uploading a video tomorrow to Patreon. It's going to be my first video from the top of Alaska down. And then on Sunday, the plan is to make one public to the world about Alaska. So that's happening this weekend if I get Wi-Fi and everything else. It's hard to schedule it when it's all unlisted. So yeah, videos are hopefully all going to get dropped by the weekend. And if you're a patron, you'll be able to watch ahead further than everybody else. And if you're a normal member of the audience, you'll get to see a new video tomorrow. I like the one that's coming up next tomorrow.
I've seen some glimpses of his new stuff, and I reckon this is my favorite ones from Alaska.
Yeah.
And I watched
the landscape helps massively.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So yeah, it's the ones now is how do I get to the top of Alaska and then make my way from the top of Alaska down. And I'm breaking that into two parts. There's like halfway and then down. Otherwise, there's a bit more of me talking. I don't know if people like that. I still haven't worked out.
I like it better this way. But
yeah?
We'll see.
Yeah, I think sometimes I'm wary about, is there too much of me talking or should I put more nature and landscapes? But equally, I make the videos for myself a lot of the time so that when I do eventually go back and rewatch them, years to come, I can kind of see my thoughts. And also, I quite like talking to the camera when I'm by myself. It's kind of like just having someone to talk to. You just talk to yourself quite a lot, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't use my voice for a few days, and it gets weird when you go into the town,
weird.
you know, you come into a gas station and you're like, you should say something, and
I have to test my voice. I'm like, yeah, hello. Oh, it still works. Yeah. Somebody's asked here, what condition are your bikes in? That's from my father.
I think mine are so far good, especially from the flying. It was actually nothing damaged.
I constantly talked about how my back wheel was messed up.
Oh yeah, but now you can.
My back wheel's fixed.
Yeah.
Woohoo! So yeah, I paid $130 to. I didn't get a new wheel. I don't know if I'm going to regret that. The guy in the bike shop was telling me the wheel rim I've got is a really good wheel, and they give that to people as a recommended wheel. It's a Rhino Sun Light. And it's really strong, and the wheel was fine. The spokes were breaking at the bottom, and he thought that maybe the spokes were just like poorly put together, poorly built, maybe from the factory, and it's not being adjusted properly. As soon as I put any weight on it, it just struggled. So yeah, now I've got it rebuilt, all done by a really good wheel builder in Vancouver, and I'm hopeful. It was either that or pay double the money to get a whole new wheel, and I was just like, let's go for this cheapest option, but it's still expensive. So yeah, I think it'll be all right. I think that's the sensible thing to do. But other than that, my bike's all right. Bike's in good shape. Once you get your bags, we're good to go.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's all ending. Things will break when you push it. 2 bikes for adventure, I've asked. Any piece of gear. I've not seen you guys before, so welcome to the live stream. Any piece of gear you wish you had, except for a drone, and one piece where you're about to get rid of. Here we go.
You start.
Oh, hands up at you. Key piece of gear I wish I would have. No, there's no gear I think I wish I had because I'd just get it.
You feel like you're missing something?
No.
No.
Reduced more and more things. I can tell you about things I've sent home for sure. One piece I'm going to get rid of. I sent my drone remote back and batteries. That's whatever. You said not to mention that. Hard drives go home, but they get used. I wish I could afford SSD hard drives. That's a really geeky, boring question. I currently just use the cheaper hard drives. I broke a hard drive the other day, which is so annoying. So I had a lot of data on it. SSDs are much more reliable, but they're like 4 times as expensive. So there's a money limitation. Yeah, nothing. And what else do I send? I sent back my solar charger.
Yeah.
You've got one, don't you?
I mean, hopefully, if it arrives. Yeah. Yes, I mean, in my opinion, I'm missing everything because it's not here yet. But if my luggage arrive, I think I'm super sad. I never actually on my tours felt like I was missing anything.
I'll tell you what I'm missing.
Yeah.
Marielle's got a load of really good merino wool. Is it merino?
It's more wool. It's a few of them are merino, but
yeah, it's like wool clothes. There we go. So Marielle's been like really kind of given these items, and she's like representing a brand that's from her town.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, really good quality. My warm clothes are pretty crappy quality, to be honest, and that's fine. But I'm kind of like, well, I need it. Depends on where I stay, how long I stay in Canada. I could do with a better sleeping bag, but then again, if I keep going south, I won't need it. So it's I think everything I've got, I'm happy with. Sorry, I did cut you off there.
No, it's okay.
Clothes.
Yeah, I don't really miss anything, and
it's a rubbish answer to that, but
no, it's boring.
I think if we,
I think it's also because you learn after your tours, you learn what to bring and not to bring, and I never felt like I had too much or too less things actually. Yeah. So I've always been fine.
Really minor stuff. Right, let's go back to the next question. Jenny, looking forward to it. Cave Nerd, be safe out there. Have a great day. That's a bit dark. I think you should kill yourself.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, lovely to have you on here as well. Right. Keep on talking, Adam. Your thoughts and experience during your adventure is the best bit. I don't know. You can do stuff like that. There we go. You can remove stuff. That's nice. Didn't know you could do that. There we go. That's got a weird face on there as well. Ian King, quickly popping in to say hello. Mr. Start, as I was setting my bike up for my trip starting tomorrow. Keep up the fantastic work. The last video was great. That's wonderful, Ian. Where are you heading tomorrow? Out of interest. Where's your first destination? Where are you going? That'd be good to know. Where you're going. Notes. Any other things that I was going to talk about? I think we've pretty much covered everything there. Yeah. So let's start to wrap it up. Today, the 6th of September.
Hopefully tomorrow is our starting day of the journey.
Yeah, today we're kind of just waiting out at lunchtime, which is about now. We actually just had a phone call an hour before, just before this, saying our bags are going to arrive. Your bags are going to arrive. From one of my old mates who has a phone. We have a phone. There we go. There's something I wish I had.
I wish I had a SIM card with a lot of data that it doesn't cost $1 million like everything costs there. It's really expensive to get a SIM card here.
In Canada, it costs $60 to get 4 gigabytes of data for a month, which is ridiculous. And I've not had data for ages, and it'd be nice to have, but it's not essential. Today we're going to just kind of hang around. I'm going to make some videos, hopefully. Ian King, long story, but across the channel tomorrow, then off to somewhere in Germany, then to be confirmed. Come off my bike a month ago quite badly. Sorry to hear that. So my plans changed radically, unfortunately. Stay safe, both. Good to hear that, Ian. Good luck heading through Europe. Have you cycled through Europe before?
No, not yet. I say that.
When do you reckon you'll do that?
I don't know, because the thing was, when I started this journey, I was supposed to do this bike trip over Canada with my mom, and because she's getting retired, she's 67.
So I have replaced your mother.
Yeah. And this was a gift for me and my journey. So then we said, we save Europe for later for her.
I would love to. I look at Europe sometimes and would love to cycle it. So you're gonna I've done through Belgium, Luxembourg, France, cycled a lot in France and Spain. But that's nothing. There's so much of Europe there, and what Europe has is like some of the best architecture, ancient human history. I think what America has is wonderful natural landscapes. And sure, Europe has bits of that with the Alps and Dolomites and some of the coastlines, but I think what the Americas have with natural beauties,
it's priceless.
But the human architecture in this continent, well, up until maybe Mexico and beyond, but in America, it's nowhere near as significant or as stunning as, say, it is in Europe. So that's the difference, really.
But that's the beauty as well, that every continent is different. That you enjoy it while you're here. The same with Australia. That was a different thing. You know, you have this wildlife and you know, outback nature and different animals, and then you come here and you enjoy the mountains and the fresh water and stuff. Like, I really like that. It's different. Places.
I'm looking forward to getting back on that bike. Oh, Ashley Middleton. Oh, super chat. Adam, awesome stuff as ever. Awesome, lovely lady too.
Thank you.
She's a beast, 200k a day. I would agree with you there. Here's £5 for some chamois oil for your gentleman's vegetables. Thank you, Ashley, mate. That's so kind. Really appreciate that. And that genuinely does make my day when I get super chats. And I know, like, you guys genuinely do make this journey possible for me. You support the creative stuff that I do, and you're going to get a behind the scenes intro, kind of, not intro, like awareness of what it's like for me to film and edit it and see that. Like, that'd be quite interesting. Maybe not. Though, thousands of cyclists in Vancouver at 7 a.m. bound for Whistler, 120k.
All right, let's sit in the wheel of those
Gonna
ones.
have to Google that. Yeah, I could do with that. I reckon you could smash half them. And the rest.
I'm not.
With your bags on there and everything.
That would be fine.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Where's this chicken?
Yeah. It's always good when you randomly stumble into, like, oh, there's also something on Saturday in Vancouver. It's like a nighttime cycle event. We're really hoping not to be there for it. And there's also like Canada playing USA at the final warm-up rugby game. So like, we've made like penciled in plans in case your bags don't arrive. Bags arrive, we're going. We're on it because winter is coming, and the longer we spend here,
winter is knocking on the door.
Yeah,
we need to get going.
So on that note, the day is also running. This is an hour. I don't like to go too much longer than an hour on these live streams, but equally, if lots of people are enjoying them. We've got 37 people in here at the moment, so imagine me sat in a room, 37 people listening to us just talk about our journey. Anything else to say?
No, it was fun to do a live chat.
Yeah, shall we do?
I kind of forget that I'm actually in.
We'll try. Here's something that I'll try and hold ourselves to, because we'll only need Wi-Fi for an hour. In maybe a week or so, whenever we next properly, in a week, give it at least a week, we'll try and do another live chat on here. And we can see how the first week has gone with us two cycling.
Yeah.
It might just be me by myself.
Then you know it went
down. Which is, hopefully that's not the case. But that'll be interesting to see the progress and where we are.
Yeah.
How far we've got, how many miles we've done, and how much peanut butter I've gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, got last few comments. A little bit, Michael Hedberg. I think he's in Sweden. Where are you?
Oh, let me correct you. Sorry. It's not Hedberg. It's Hedberg. If you're Swedish. Hey, Marcus Hedberg.
Yeah, he's going to enjoy that. The fact that, how do you say that? Marcus
Hedberg. It's not Hedberg. I promise you.
I know, but I'm trying to so I say it properly. So he used to cycle from the top of on top of Sweden, I think, on top of Norway.
I hope he's Swedish, because then it's Marcus Hedberg. If not, then you know how to say it in Swedish.
Marcus
Hedberg.
He says, a bit late to the trip and safe from the roads. Korhat Marielle.
What?
You have to read that.
Hey, from...
This bit here, there.
Oh, there, okay. Kör hårt, Marielle. Yeah, that's Swedish. Say it. Kör hårt.
Kör hårt.
Kör hårt. Yeah. I will do that. It's
you can see why I'd say core. You can see that if I was to read it in English.
Yeah, it's like go hard.
Go hard.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. KB8 Sky Charles. Hey, from Lansing, Michigan to the do of you.
To the two of you.
To the two of you. That's good. Yeah. From my dad, happy birthday for 3 days' time. Love, mum and dad. Thank you. Do appreciate it. I'll speak to you before then. Don't worry. Brent W. The start is downtown through Stanley Park, then up down to Whistler. Happy riding. That's good to know. That's the way we'd be going if we're heading that way, through Stanley Park and that way. So yeah. And Kevin Giles, hi from Coventry. Keep up the cycling tour. Thank you. Do appreciate that. I'm going to call this to an end. As always, this has been a wonderful live. Thank you, Marielle, for genuinely adding to this.
I
and
just
not-
wonder where she said the bill for my.
Well, actually, seeing as it's gonna.
Expensive
Yeah,
to have me
I
in
don't
the
think
show.
I've got enough money to pay for it.
Yeah.
But it's genuinely been really good.
Yeah, it
And
was
we're hoping to do this again in a week. And let's see if we're both smiling and happy then.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Sure. So over and out, huh?
Okay, thank you. Ending the stream. Good night. Farewell. Oh, and Andrew James. Shit! I got it too late.
Yeah, you did, Andrew.
I'm going to end it now so you can go back
Sorry.
and watch it. But thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell.